Perhaps Sweden's best-known culinary dish, Swedish meatballs, are actually based on a recipe brought back from Turkey in the early 18th century. An important part of a traditional holiday fare in Swedish homes, these tender and flavorful meatballs are easy to make and always popular. To make my Swedish meatballs, you will need 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound of ground pork, 1/2 cup of finely chopped onion, 1/4 cup of minced parsley, 2 eggs, 2 cloves of finely minced garlic, 1/2 cup of panko crumbs, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of allspice, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. To make the cream sauce, you'll need 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of allspice, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1½ cups of beef broth or chicken broth, and 1/2 cup of half and half. Step 1 is making your meatballs. Using your hands, just mix your beef and your pork together until it's well combined. Once your beef and pork are well combined, add your onion, your garlic, your parsley, your salt and your pepper, your allspice and your nutmeg, and your panko crumbs. And again, using your hands, mix this all together. Our final addition will be adding the egg. Once you're happy that your mixture is well combined, again, using your hands, mix in the egg. Using a small ice cream scoop, start forming your meatballs. Just scoop out a ball, roll it in your hands, and if your hands get too sticky or the meat mixture starts sticking to your hands, keep a bowl of water handy and just rinse your fingers off and continue. This recipe makes about 36 meatballs of this size. When your oil is hot, start adding your meatballs. Not too close together. You want to be able to turn these. You're going to brown them on all sides, and this process will take about 5 minutes. You want to keep turning your meatballs until they're nicely browned all the way around. There you have 36 beautifully prepared Swedish meatballs. Step 2 is making your cream sauce. I've emptied all the excess grease out of my pan, and now I'm adding my 3 tablespoons of butter to melt. Once your butter has melted and you've picked up all those nice bits off the bottom of your pan, it's time to add your 3 tablespoons of flour and cook it for about 1 to 2 minutes to cook out the flour taste. After your flour and butter have cooked for about 2 minutes, add your spices and your salt and continue to stir. And the next addition will be to add your 1.5 cups of beef broth or chicken broth. Either one will work fine. Add it slowly and stir in between the additions. When your sauce has started to thicken, I'm going to add our meatballs back into the sauce. Our very last addition will be the cream. And you slide your meatballs into the sauce. And we're going to let this simmer now for about 10 minutes. And this will finish cooking the meatballs and thicken the sauce a little bit more. Our final addition will be the cream. I've simmered our meatballs in the sauce for 10 minutes, and it's thickened and everything just smells so good. It's so beautiful. And now I'm just going to add my 1/2 cup of half and half and blend it in. You don't want to add your cream too soon because your cream could curdle. So you want to make sure that you add it for a shorter period of time, not the full 10 minutes that it's simmering. I find that 5 to 6 of this size meatballs is a good serving size, traditionally served over mashed potatoes or noodles. If you have leftovers, they freeze well. Freeze the meatballs and the sauce separately for future quick meals. Thanks to my Swedish friend who introduced me to this recipe, it has become a family favorite.